Welcome to Who Let the Dogs Out, the podcast designed to help you enjoy life with your best friend without all the frustrations. Join us each week as we help families across the country do just that. I'm your host, Corey, and I'm joined by my co-host,
Sally.
And today, folks, we've got a dog talk for you, and we are talking about new year, new dog resolutions for your dogs, new habits to pick up in the new year with your dog, things like that to make 2026 the best year that you have with your dog. And if you've got a Christmas puppy, something like that, this will be a great episode for you. So this will be what to do with your dog in 2026 and how to start the year fresh. So that's what we're talking about today.
Yep.
For those of you who don't know us, my name's Corey. I'm the founder of Wonder Dog Training. Started the first day of 2018, and since then we've trained thousands of dogs and thousands of families across multiple cities and multiple states. And you are?
I'm Sally. I'm part of administration, so doing the phone
and
calls.
Podcast Extraordinaire.
Podcast Extraordinaire, I get called. But yeah, lots of things in the background, really.
Yes. Also, this is a New Year's episode, but we're wearing Santa hats. Why is that? Because it's still technically before Christmas in 2025. She said no hats. I said hats. We wore the hats.
He wins.
We wore the hats, folks. Yeah, so.
And we're coordinated again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess so.
You got red and red, and I'm blue and blue.
I feel like, yeah, no, that's about right.
Yeah. Why you're in a short sleeved, I'll never know.
Well, it's warm.
In your opinion.
It is warm outside in Memphis right now. Anyways, guys, Dog Talks are where we come on and we talk about topics related to dogs, dog ownership, dog training, things like that. Question and answer episodes, of course, are where you guys write in the questions. We give you the answers. If you want to suggest a topic or a question, send that to Sally.
Sally at wonderdogtraining.com.
Let me see if I can get a trivia question real quick.
Okay. Can I tell them about Sully?
Please.
Okay, folks. I'm hoping in 2026 I have a dog that behaves himself around me. So we have a situation at home. We have a fence panel down that goes into our, of course, next door neighbour who don't have pets. And Sully will take any chance he can to get through said it's big, but he'll get through the gap and not want to come back. And even if the owner comes out, Sully stands his ground and barks at him as though
this is my new yard.
Yeah, it's like, what do you mean? Go away. No, thank you. Well, anyway, I've been using the long leash. So I go out on long leash. He can do whatever he needs to do. And then we go back in. And he was really excited the other day. And he came back and then ran round me.
Ran a couple laps around her with a long leash.
So guess what? I'm now tinseled up, as you would say, like a Christmas tree, with a 20-foot leash wrapped around a wheelchair.
Not great.
Not great. So, but Sully won't go back the other way.
Of course not.
So I had to twizzle with him. It was chaos. Well, anyway, I got 20 foot of leash trapped around the axle and all sorts of things. But I did manage to get back in the house. Fortunately, my son was home, Zach, so I shouted him. He had to come down, sit on the floor, unravel as much as he could. We couldn't fully undo it, so he had to cut it so we could get more of. And apparently I've still got some of the leash
wrapped in the wheelchair.
Wrapped in the wheelchair and in the gears. And I'm like, do you think it'll cause problems? And he's like,
yeah, absolutely.
It will.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm thinking we might have to do some like burning it away type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
To get rid of.
Thanks, Sully. Merry
Christmas. Merry Christmas, Mom.
Merry Christmas. That's pretty funny. Christmas miracle, that boy.
I love him.
Yeah. Well, our trivia question of the week, folks, is at what age do most dogs reach full mental maturity, not just physical maturity? So that's the question of the day. If you want to get the answer, stick with us to the end. If you like the show, we just ask that you subscribe to the show, share it with a friend or family member, something like that, or a colleague, somebody that's got a dog that needs to have a new 2026 with their dog and have their best year yet. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So how do we do that? So I would say, I'm always a big believer of the year's not over till it's over. So I guess you're not listening to this in 2025, but it doesn't have to be the new year to start setting a goal for yourself.
No, it doesn't.
But there is something about the new year where, it's like a fresh start. It's a fresh start, new opportunity.
We change our mindset, don't we?
Exactly. So I would just say overall, this is a fresh start. It's a blank slate for you and your dog, right? And so And if you want, new results, you got to do different stuff, right?
Yep.
What got you here won't get you there. So if you want, new results, like I said, you got to do new stuff. Sorry, tongue twister.
Yep.
And that's pretty much it. So I would say when you're planning out, like, what do you want your ear to look like personally, professionally, things like that. When you're talking about your dog, I would say it's really important to start with goals, and like, okay, what do we actually want from the dog in 2026? And so this is my favorite way to frame like appointments with people too, is I don't like just talking about the problems. If you come to me and I mean, that's what we do. We fix people's problems and help them get to their goals. But I like framing it as like, okay, my dog jumps, pulls, doesn't come in cold, bolts out the door, things like that. It's like, okay, well, what's the opposite of those things? And those things are my goals. And so let me help you get to your goals as a way to solve your problems, right? Just a more positive like frame to actually look at it through, rather than coming up with a problems list a mile long. It's like, what's my goals list for the dog, right?
Yeah.
And what's stopping me from getting there?
When you list the problems, if that's all you concentrate on, it seems really overwhelming, doesn't it?
Yeah, that, and it's just not fun. I don't think it's fun for the dog or for the human if we're just there to like solve problems and like tell the dog, what not to do. It's like, well, what do we want the dog to do? Well, we want him to come. We want him to walk nice, greet people nice, furniture manners, door manners, things like that, right? Those are all positive things versus the negative spin of like, this is a problem. I just want the problem to go away. So I would say let's figure out the goals first. And the big ones for most people are going to be, I want my dog fully potty trained. I want my dog to greet people nice. Some people don't want their dog on the furniture, so they want furniture manners. They want their dog to walk nice on a leash. They don't want their dog bolting to the door every time they grab an Amazon package. They want their dog to recall whenever they say come. They want to be able to eat food, not have a dog sit right here or steal food off the counter as soon as they walk out the room, right? Things like that. And so start thinking through that. Like, what do you actually want your goals to be for your dog? And then what's standing in the way of those things, basically. And hopefully today we'll kind of go through a little bit of like, what is standing in the way of those things for you, basically. Got anything to add to that?
No, I think that's a great approach to things. And I think when recently I've spoke to quite a few people where it's their first dog ever.
Right.
Most people tend to go for puppies because they think,
blank slate.
You're blank slate, but they don't realize what comes with having a puppy.
Yeah, and there's a lot of work that's involved with having a puppy and stuff like that.
We've got a lady today that you're going to meet with, and she's only had the dog one day.
Yeah.
And already it's like...
And you told her we weren't coming out for 2 more weeks. We're off for the next 2 weeks. And she's like, nope, got to do it today.
No, she's like, no.
Can't wait.
Because she knows within 24 hours, this dog has like totally turned her world upside down.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, 100%. So, and there is a lot of work involved in getting a puppy or a new dog or anything like that. But I would say then, so we start with goals, figure out what's in the way of those things. And it's like, all right, well, okay. I would say it's then, from the problems, and most problems kind of boil down to the kind of same root causes or whatnot. But generally the next kind of steps, like what's the root cause of the problem, right? So my dog's jumping or my dog's pulling or my dog doesn't come in cold or whatever it is. And then so kind of going down to the core of that, and it's like, okay, well, my dog's hyper. Well, is the dog getting enough exercise? So it's like part of the New Year's resolution and planning it out is like, okay, we need to exercise the dog more. My dog doesn't listen. Well, there's no accountability on the dog side of things, right? My dog's, anxious, and that could be a nurture thing or a nature thing, but overall it needs leadership, right? And so then we start breaking down like, okay, well, what's the root cause? And then like, how do we actually fix that? So then from there, we can kind of come up with a training plan. And overall, I mean, the kind of big one is like, train the dog, so teach the dog what to do, what not to do.
Yeah.
Second, stimulation, so mental and physical. So give the dog's brain something to do and their body something to do. And then the third thing is maturity, which we can't control the time of.
No,
but we've got control of the first two. We can teach the dog what to do and not do. We can exercise the dog physically and mentally, right? And a lot of your issues will go away if we just do those two things, and because those are kind of the three things we say equal a calm dog is, training, stimulation, maturity. So kind of go the next level deeper and like, okay, well, why is my dog doing this thing, right? Why is this problem a problem? Yeah. You got anything to add to that?
I thought of something and now it's gone out of my head. It'll come back.
That's all right. Well, it's part of, planning out your goals though. And kind of just think of this whole process as just kind of like, auditing your dog's daily routine. So with exercise, is it consistent or is it random? Are you walking your dog every day or just when the weather's nice or just when it's, or you're, doing it on days where the weather's nice, but it's not if it's too warm or it's raining or whatnot. And okay, well, if it's not, then how do we make it consistent? How do we make that part of your daily routine in the new year to actually consistently exercise your dog or do something with your dog? Mental work. Am I giving my dog's brain something to do through training and enrichment and things like that? Is it consistent or is it random, right? And so we start working through all this. Rules. Do we have rules in the house? Is there a doorman rule? Hey, we don't go out the door without permission. Hey, we do all four on the floor and we greet people. Hey, whenever we sit on the couch, you can't come on the couch so you're invited. Hey, you can't have, food off of a human's plate unless we call you to give it to you or something like that. If you do want to give your dog food, but you don't want them begging, right? Has your dog, do they have too much freedom? Should they be left out in the house or not, right? And so you start going through all these little things on your dog's daily kind of checklist. Yeah, and that's kind of the idea there is basically kind of audit your dog's daily routine and kind of come up with a daily routine that fits in yours. And every day doesn't look the same. Like most of my mornings, don't look the same. Some days I wake up and read. Some days I go to the gym. Some days I go on a run. The run days take longer, right? So it's like my dog, she's also an old lady now. Doesn't really require too much effort. But, and so I would just say, be willing to bend and stuff and adjust, of course, but have a peak day and a base day. Peak day would be like, I take my dog on a walk. We go to the dog park. We're doing, I give him a mental enrichment toy or something like that. That's peak day. Base day is like, all right, well, at a minimum, I'm definitely going to take the dog on a 30-minute walk. I can't do all the fun things that I want to do, but I want to have and I have these for myself too. Like if it's like my peak day would be like, okay, well, I go on a walk. I go to the gym. I read the Bible in the morning, all that stuff. And it's like, if I've got enough time, that's like my peak day. Base day for me is like, all right, well, I'm just going to do some push-ups and read a couple chapters or something. So it's like at the minimum, I'm getting the bare minimum done every day. Right. Yeah. And you can do the same thing with your dog.
And that's a good way to approach it, really. Otherwise, you're going to set yourself up to fail.
Right.
So if you're like on the peak day, you think you're going to do that every day, it's not going to happen.
Right.
And it's all about consistency and repetition, isn't it? And getting that,
especially with dogs,
and especially with the younger dogs as well, to get them into their routine. So don't be overly ambitious.
Yeah. Overall, I'd say the biggest way to have a great New Year with your dog, though, is just the small daily stuff that's gonna make you win. Yeah. So 10 to 20 minutes of training per day. We ask for 20 from our clients that are actually in our training program, 10 to 20 minutes of training. So teach your dog what to do, what not to do.
Yeah.
Second thing, exercise. So giving your dog's brain something to do, their body something to do. So exercise, walking, running, taking them to the park, something like that. And then the second one's mental enrichment. So giving their dog's brain something to do could maybe making them work for their food, feeder bowl toy, something like that, but just making their work, making them work for their food, basically. And then the third one is just having, which I guess you could argue is in the training bucket, but just having rules and boundaries. So rules, boundaries, manners, things like that, of things that we actually expect the dog to do as a member of the household, right? That's kind of the big idea. That's pretty much it. But those small daily actions will get you the results you're looking for. And it doesn't take a ton of time. It doesn't take a ton of time, doesn't take a ton of effort on your part to have a really well-trained dog. It doesn't take that much time. Yeah. It doesn't.
And we also say to our families, of course, you can do more than 20 minutes, but you can also break that 20 minutes up.
Right. Yeah. You don't need a ton of time. You just need to use the time that you have right now a little bit better. Yeah. Right. And just be a little bit more cognizant of it. So, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's most of the stuff out of my notes, my talking points and stuff that I wanted to talk about today. I would just say, in the new year, be clear, be consistent.
Yeah.
Train your dog, take your dog on exercise and stuff like that. And overall, you'll see a big difference. It doesn't take a lot of time. Some dogs require more effort than others, of course, but for the most part, that's going to get you what you want, and most people want the same stuff. And, pet wise, on the pet side of things, most people want the same stuff.
Tell everybody about the rule of 3, because I was fascinated with that.
What do you mean?
Well, isn't it like it takes them 3 days?
Oh, yeah. That's for rescue dogs and stuff. But yeah, I mean, if you rescue a dog.
Like a new puppy that's just come away from litter mates.
I don't think that's the same thing with puppies.
Is it not?
I think it's just rescue dogs.
Oh.
Yeah. I think it's a rescue dog thing.
Really? Because I was thinking for little ones that do come away.
Yeah. What she's talking about, folks, is the rule of 3. So 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. So 3 days to decompress, 3 weeks to kind of get in your routine and 3 days to feel like fully settled, or 3 months, sorry, to get fully settled in the house. That's like the rule of 3. I don't think that really applies
Does it not
to puppies.
apply to puppies?
Puppies are so ditzy. They're just like, what's happening here? I will say the first night you take a puppy home, they're going to cry and scream all night because they're like,
they do.
Why am I away from my family?
And they become really attached to their new person, don't they? And want to be one step behind them the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I gather is that more like a reassurance thing because things are so different?
Yeah. I mean, puppies are just kind of ditzy. They're all over the place. They don't really know what's going on and stuff like that.
Maybe it's because us humans put our human feelings onto puppies.
Yeah. It could be a little bit of that too, for sure. But this is what I would say, guys, is if you're listening to this in the new year, set a 30-day goal and see if you don't see a difference in 30 days.
Yeah.
If you don't see a difference, stop doing it. But if you take your dog out on a walk every day, you exercise their body, you exercise their brain, and you start working on what to do and what not to do, just those 2 things, you are going to see a huge difference with your dog. You're going to see a big difference. And if you don't, stop doing it. You're no worse off than you were beforehand. You might have just lost a little bit of time, but I bet your dog would really appreciate it. And I bet that you would really appreciate the byproduct of those activities, of spending time training your dog on what to do and what not to do, and exercise physically and mentally. You would see a big difference. And I think not only would your dog be thankful for it, but I think you'd be thankful for the difference that you actually see in your dog.
Yeah. And it just brings you closer to them as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Enjoy time, make memories.
Yeah. Well, sorry for making this a shorter episode today, folks. Kind of blew through the topics. The reason for that is because we got a busy day up here at the shop.
We do.
And we are working way too hard for it to be this close to Christmas.
That's what he keeps saying. Every 2 minutes, he keeps saying, we're working too hard. It's too close to Christmas.
We are working too hard for it to be this close to Christmas, but here we are. Here we are, folks. But yeah, guys, I hope that y'all have, because you are listening to this in the new year, I hope that you have a great year, personally, professionally, family life, dog life. I hope the whole thing just goes great for you. I hope it's an amazing year for you. I hope you're blessed in the new year. I hope you had a great Christmas with your family and everything like that. I hope your dog did too. But yeah, we're really excited for the new year and very optimistic for where things are headed and the direction that life's going in and stuff and business and things like that. So we hope the same thing for all you guys that are watching.
And if you can't do it by yourself, which most of us can't, hire a trainer.
Give us a call.
Yeah.
Give us a call. Yep.
We're here in Memphis, Nashville, and Austin, Texas.
Maybe more to come.
Who knows?
If you want to learn more, go to wonderdogtraining.com.
Absolutely.
Well, guys, we'll wrap up on that one. Just because, like I said, we got to get back to work. But trivia question, answer of the day.
Oh,
do you know this? At what age do most dogs reach full mental maturity, not just physical maturity? Do you know the age?
No.
Age range?
About 2.
Close. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, so the answer is C, 18 to 24 months. Most dogs look grown way before their brain is finished developing, kind of like adult males, aka me.
Yeah. I'll second that.
Apparently our brains aren't fully formed till we're 25 or something. Impulse control, emotional regulation, and decision-making usually don't fully mature until about 2 years old, which explains why adolescent dogs feel like chaos with legs. So,
I know all about that.
Yeah. On the dog front and the Corey front.
It's got... Oh, dear.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. But yeah, folks, if you like this episode, you know somebody who's going to be who needs it, send it to them, share it with them. If you've been watching, you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button. I'm feeling like 2026 is going to be our year for the podcast to just go up and to the right. So
I think so.
It's going to be good.
Let's get some more subscribers. So click that button.
Hit the button, follow, like, subscribe, rate the show, all the stuff, right?
Leave us comments.
Yes, please,
we
please,
love
please.
it.
Well, guys, don't forget, you can get your dog trained that can buy you some peace, but the only way to true peace is with Christ Jesus. So thank you so much. Have a great new year, and we'll see y'all in the next episode. Bye.
See you 2026.
Bye.
Bye.